Welcome back to TV Ringside, everyone watching around Australia. This is our following contest. Fighting out of the blue corner, Dynamite Dazza, DARRAN Allison.
The first of our title fights tonight. The Victorian Super Middleweight crown is on the line over 8 3-minute rounds as DARRAN Allison strides the centre ring, led out by his trainer Steve Stenborg here at the Pavilion. Welcome your company on Channel 31 around metropolitan Melbourne, down in Geelong, and of course online. Just before the break, you saw an interview with our major sponsor tonight from Simmons Homes, the great Australian builder. And before that, you would have seen some action from our first bout of the evening, an all-action affair between Sean Thomas and Colin Norris, which the veteran
and ladies
Sean Thomas
and gentlemen,
did win.
His opponent, Mitchell Clark.
So Mitchell Clark, one of the most exciting young fighters in the country, just 21 years of age, suffered his first professional loss at his last outing when he dropped a points decision to the equally talented Jade Mitchell, who we're going to see in the next fight. But Mitchell Clark fighting for the Victorian State Middleweight crown tonight. Bruce Eva with you as I welcome back Barry Michael, promoter extraordinaire, and the former Commonwealth champion Julian Holland.
Proudly brought to you by Rick Willard. 8 by 3-minute rounds in the Super Middleweight division. Your referee in charge of this contest, Mr. James Boland. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, trained out of the Fitness Fight Centre with Steve Stenborg in his corner, with an official weight of 76.2 kilograms, wearing a white trunks with white. A record of 4 fights for 2 wins. Fighting out of Baldress in Western Australia, ladies and gentlemen, Dynamite Dazza, DARRAN Allison. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, trained by Danny Kay, out of the Fighting Lions and Muckers Boxing Club. Last night of the weigh-in, he came in at 75.95 kilograms, wearing white trunks with black. A fight record of 7 fights, 6 wins, 6 coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Essendon North, ladies and gentlemen, Mitchell Clark. They will be fighting for the Victorian Super Middleweight title.
And Jules, not just an exciting fighter as young Mitchell Clark, but she brings a big following wherever he
I've got a
fights.
good, clean, hard fight. Neutral corner here, one behind me. No questions. I want a good fight, mate. Shake hands now in the start of the last round. Championship fight, mate. The best man win. Let's go.
DARRAN Allison, who's lost his last 2. He's been stopped in both of them.
Definitely. You know, Mitchell Clark's a powerhouse. He's just come back from a month in training in Miami with Pedro, the Dr. Diaz, the trainer of people like Miguel Cotto and Ruslan Shagayev, and he was very impressed with Mitchell Clark.
So Clark, with his name emblazoned across his white trunks with the black band, and Allison in the white with the blue trim.
Southpaw stance, Mitchell Clark, very strong lad indeed.
And enormous power in that left mitt. Six and 1 his record, and every victory has come by way of stoppage.
Yes, he's a very big puncher. And, you know, Jade Mitchell beat him on points for the State Super Middleweight title, but he actually fractured Jade Mitchell's jaw. Oh.
Don't try him. Let's go.
That just shows the physical strength of Mitchell Clark.
Yeah.
Clubbing right hand from Allison.
Yeah, he's having a crack. He's certainly here to fight.
Yeah, and I think probably the only way you beat a guy like Mitchell Clark is that you've got to keep moving. You don't stay in front.
Yes, yep. Well, you know, with the southpaw, you've got to put the pressure on him, I think, Jules. You know, to keep the southpaw on the back foot. If you let him dictate, you know, can certainly not be a good thing. But
15-year age gap, gentlemen. 36. In fact, 37 in a couple of days is DARRAN Allison, but just 21. Mitchell Clark, what a future he's got ahead of him.
Definitely. Improving with every fight. I'd still like to see him get his head down a little bit. I've done a bit of work in the gym, telling him to basically look at a guy, good body shots from Mitchell Clark, to look at his opponent's chest rather than his face. That way, if you're looking eye to eye, you're giving away what you're doing. Good left hand from DARRAN Allison. Very good left hand. Oh, big left hook from DARRAN Allison, but he didn't flinch one bit there, Mitchell Clark.
He has got a good chin, Barry.
Yeah, he's got a real good chin. But you know what? You can have a good chin, Jules, but, you know, you keep copping punishment, and sooner or later it has to give way. But
it's like water on a stone.
Yeah. Both boys still really feeling each other out here, I think, in the opening round, opening stanza. Mitchell Clark hasn't let his hands go at this stage.
40 seconds to go. Scrappy round at times.
Yes. Both boys trying to work each other out. The state super middleweight strap. Mitchell Clark's second opportunity at this belt.
Second one, pulling down. Let's go.
Look to the body, and then, even though he was being held, still trying to force that uppercut through was Clark.
Yeah, he really hasn't let his hands go yet, I don't think, Mitchell Clark. Just warming into it in the first round.
Yeah.
A Clark round, I think, that, you know, not a great deal in it.
Great supporters as well as Simmons Homes, Lotus Caravans, Custodian, Invest Different, Mint Management Australia, Bernie Smith Cars and A+ Labour Solutions.
Big swing and a miss there.
Massive swing and miss. So.
Yeah. But see there, Darren, he missed his first two shots and then he come back the third shot. That's what he needs to do because Mitchell Clark's that bigger fighter, so he's going to be missing early.
He caught Mitchell Clark with a very good left hook there.
Yeah.
Round number 2.
2 of a scheduled 8.
DARRAN Allison holding his left hand up, putting it out in front of him. Mitchell Clark ready to unload now, I think.
He tasted his power then, Baz.
Yeah, he's certainly starting to unload Mitchell Clark.
Right. You're putting him down again. Okay, let's go.
Come back with that second shot again then.
Mitchell Clark still trying to work out a relatively awkward DARRAN Allison. You know, throws punches from, you know, unorthodox angles.
And sometimes they're harder, Barry, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
You think it's the referee hitting you?
No, Jules, I tell you, it's funny sometimes when you get a guy that's really unorthodox. It's very hard to work him out.
Yeah.
Try to get a rhythm. You know, you'd rather a clean, straight, you know.
And especially when you're training with good guys that are punching straight at you, and then you've got a guy that's looping around. They hit you with different stuff.
I remember a guy I fought in Hawaii, Mike Anderson, mate. He hit me everywhere but the soles of the feet. You know, I couldn't see him coming. He was just a southpaw. He had the longest arms. I won the fight. I got 76 stitches in my face after it.
Oh.
It's Mitchell
Still a
Clark.
beautiful face, Baz.
Thanks, Bruce. Love you too, mate. Mitchell Clark still looking for that opening for his big left hand. DARRAN Allison on the back foot.
See, I see Clark's just sort of following him a little bit around the ring instead of cutting him off.
You've got to cut him off, and he's got to let his hands go, Julian.
But that's just an experience thing, and then he'll get that.
Allison,
awkward shots.
Yeah, Allison trying to fire back with some of his own artillery, but previously circling to his left to stay out of the range of that big left hand of Mitchell Clark.
Yeah, well, he's doing a pretty good job of avoiding most of the heavy stuff at the moment, DARRAN Allison, you know, and making it, he's making Mitchell look a bit awkward here. Good left hand again by Allison.
I think he's winning this round, Barry.
Yeah, I think he probably is. Look, pouring sort of left hand there from DARRAN Allison. Originally from the UK, I believe.
Yes, in Bedford, in fact.
Yep. Still got the accent. He actually struggled a little bit at the weigh-in last night. He was only 100 or so grams over the weight, but had to go and sweat it off.
76.2. Right on it, tipped the scales.
And it looks like he could probably come down a little bit too.
Yeah, definitely. We've lost the mouth guard.
Hurry.
Mitchell Clark copped the left hook there, and the mouth guard went out.
Yeah.
They're looking for it.
Well, that's intriguing. Jim Boland's at a loss.
Oh, my God.
Has it flown completely out of the ring?
Oh, must have. Have they got a second mouth guard? I don't know if they have. I mean, what happens here? Where's the mouth guard gone?
That call off.
He's going to have to fight without a mouth guard, I tell you.
Scott Brower just says they can fight on.
Yeah. I've been covering boxing for 28 years. Paz, you've been involved in it for 128 years. Was that a spare one they found? I was going to say, I've never seen that before.
Well, mate...
Was that a spare one they put in? Did they find a spare one?
I think so. I don't think they found the original, but, you know, I mean, I've fought many rounds without a mouth guard, I can tell you. When you used to lose a mouth guard in the old days, that's fired Mitchell Clark up.
That's all we need.
It was like, that is the green means go button, wasn't it? That was incredible.
He was less than happy, wasn't he?
No, he was, yeah.
Nice expletive there from Mitchell Clark.
So what happened? Did it come out and then dropped out?
I never saw it come out. I don't think anyone did. It almost disappeared.
Jim Boland, the referee, did. In fact, we're going to see whether this will be the replay as to when it comes out. They're exchanging in Clark's corner.
Good left hook.
Good left hook.
That hurt him.
Yeah.
Darren Allison making a real good fight of this.
Little head clash there.
Yeah.
Which that's happens with southpaws.
Oh. We still haven't seen the loss of the mouth guard, have we? Maybe he didn't have it in.
I don't think he had it in.
I reckon that's a big possibility, you know?
And then he's just realised when he got one across the whiskers, when the teeth have rattled around a little.
That was unbelievable. That was... I don't know what happened in the corner there. That was weird. Darren Allison on the back foot here.
Third round of a scheduled 8. There's nothing.
Oh,
I was going to say, there's nothing behind that jab of Allison's, but
no, it's sort of a pouring sort of punch.
But because he's a smaller fighter, he's always going to miss with that lead jabs. But what he's doing, which is smart, is he's coming back with the second and third shot.
Yes, and you know, coming off with the left hook. There it is again. Yeah. The left hook's been really effective against his southpaw opponent. Allison has been very effective with it, but Mitch Clark, he needs to get fired up and let his hands go. That's when he's dangerous.
Definitely, because he's getting caught thinking.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, and that's when he fought Jade Mitchell. I think he overthought the whole thing. He needs to. I mean, he's a slugger basically. You know, you need to use your advantages. He's incredibly physically strong, and he needs to get up there and let him go.
Both fighters now with markings under the right eye. In fact, the just below the right eye starting to swell considerably for Darren Allison.
Yes, it is. Yeah, well noted, Bruce. Very nasty welt under Darren Allison, who's going backwards. And Mitchell Clark looking for the opening.
But he's still following him around the ring.
Yeah, he's not cutting him off, and he's not capitalising on it. You know, little, chopping right from Mitchell Clark, but he didn't let him go again. Needs to let them hands go when he's got his opponent in a bit of trouble, a bit of bother.
You can hear his corner yelling out, stop hesitating, stop hesitating.
Yeah.
Little short right, straight down the pipe from Allison, found a home.
You know what, Jules? It's exactly what you said about when you fight an awkward opponent, they can make you look bad at times.
Yep.
I remember I fought one guy, I think I fought him my second or first professional fight, and then I fought him again in a rematch and thought it was going to be a walkover, and I looked terrible. Just couldn't get off, you know, because he was a very awkward guy.
Well, you start missing and then you start hesitating.
Yep.
And that's probably what happened. That's happening to Mitch Clark now.
Yeah, pretty messy fight. Good little right hand from Darren Allison. Occasionally shows some very good boxing skills here, Darren Allison.
Short right there from Clark at the start of that exchange. Really had some starch behind it. It is an awkward, scrappy affair, isn't it? Which is playing into Allison's hands.
Darren Allison, at times, like a little bull there.
Yeah.
You know, head down, throwing that little chopping left hook. I think, you know, it's buoyed Darren Allison's spirits. You know, it's given him confidence. He's had a lot of success. You know, especially when you look at Mitchell Clark's record. You know, 5 knockouts in 6 fights. Oh, vicious left hook there.
And Allison coming off 2 stoppage losses in a row. This would have been an impressive performance in stymieing the attack of Mitchell Clark so far.
For sure.
I have him in front.
Do you really?
Victoria Super Middleweight Title,
Unofficial, of course.
Well, we didn't get it right last fight, Jules.
I did notice that, fellas.
We have been wrong before.
I did notice that.
Here we go.
I tell you,
See how he's just missing with that first punch, but he's always bringing the second one back.
Yep. I reckon what Mitchell needs to do is come out and really just let him go. Both hands and just keep the pressure on. Stop trying to box. You know, get up there and just throw bombs. Look, Darren Allison was hurt there, that chopping right hand. It's messy, it's ugly.
He's got to do that.
Seconds down. Round number 4.
We approach the halfway mark, scheduled for 8. Clark in the white with the black trim. Allison, more experienced campaigner. White with blue.
Showing a bit of skill here, Darren Allison, but there's that big left hand.
He's hurt. A big left hand and a second one, and he's in trouble in the neutral corner.
This is what he's got to do, what he should have been doing right from the start. But this is what he's good at, Mitchell Clark. He's a powerhouse. Boom! Look at that.
Allison in trouble now.
He's got to jump on him, not look at it.
Very early in the round as well, only 40 seconds in.
Look at that eye of Darren Allison, that right eye. It's bad, but I'll tell you what, he's showing some guts and heart here. Some real pommy grit.
He's tasted
Darren Allison, but
he's tasted the power of Clark, though, early bells, Baz, and he is in big trouble.
He is, but, you know, Mitchell needs to be relentless here. He's got the conditioning. He's trained very hard for this fight. Look, to be honest with you, when we were in Miami, Mitchell Clark was well over the weight. I said to him, you think you should move up the light heavyweight? But he said, no, I'm going to win this super middleweight title. Big left hand again from Mitchell Clark. Darren Allison really tasting the power this round. Still a trifle messy at times, though.
Approaching the halfway mark of the round. Allison fired back then. Just a clipping left hand.
Oh, good shots from Darren Allison.
He's weathered the storm well, hasn't he?
Right hand and left hook. Mitchell Clark needs to keep letting him go. He's got to really dominate this round. There's a good straight left hand from Mitchell Clark. Needs to drive that left to the body. From a southpaw, it's a very debilitating shot. Left drive, right jab to the head, left drive to the body. The same as from an orthodox fighter, a jab to the head and the right to the body. And then you come over with the hook from there. Oh, Mitchell Clark right behind the head.
Jim Boland, veteran referee, he didn't think there was a lot wrong with it.
No, mate, you know, like you defend yourself at all times. Mitchell Clark having all sorts of trouble here with this guy. Credit to Darren Allison. I think everyone thought that Mitchell Clark might have dominated a lot more than this, but showing lots of guts and effort here, Darren Allison.
He's fought back brilliantly in this round. Yeah. He was in a world of pain and trouble in the first 30 seconds. That's a slip.
It's a slip, not a knockdown. Even so, you know, not a confidence builder. That's for sure. When you find yourself rolling across the floor, 10 seconds to go.
Bringing it up.
And big uppercuts from Allison. Scrappy end of the round. And Clark knows he's in a real stage.
My
End of round number 4.
Unbelievable.
And Allison being the shorter guy, Mitchell Clark's bringing that big left hand over, but it's going over his head. Just missing him. What he needs to do is bring it up.
Bring it up, uppercut, but he probably should do the drive to the body first.
How did you score that round, gentlemen?
The gorgeous Naomi in
Probably Mitchell Clark's round.
Totally.
Definitely started off very strong.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do. But see there, he's brought that right hand, that left hand right over the top. He should have brought it up then. But he's just whacking away.
But he should body punch there. He should. Yeah. You're right there, Jules. He's gone over the top. He should hit him to the body.
And I think that's where he's having his trouble. But you know, again, look, that's Mitchell Clark at his best.
Come on,
yes.
work on it.
That's what we need to see.
Undoubtedly.
So fast start to the fourth round for Mitchell Clark. Allison fought back well. We turn the corner and head for home. 4 down, 4 to go.
Darran Allison turning southpaw briefly, very briefly. I think he's seriously feeling the pinch. Mitchell Clark doing a bit of switching too. Darran Allison, I think, showing all his years of experience. I reckon he's had quite a big amateur career, to be honest.
I can think that. I agree.
Well, you know yourself, Julian, all the English fighters have lots of amateur fights.
But it's just not even the amateur fights, it's the training in the gyms.
True, true. But, I mean, Mitchell, I think he had about 17 amateur fights, and I don't think his amateur career was brilliant, a bit like mine. I was a pretty ordinary amateur. You had a pretty big amateur career, didn't you, Jules?
Yeah, I had 115.
115.
Yep.
That explains a few things.
Exactly. Yeah, up in Queensland, a great state of boxing up there.
Yeah. Oh.
Good straight left from Clark at the end of that exchange. Well, it wasn't much of an exchange. It was one-way traffic. Although Allison again fires back.
Gutsy, you know, gutsy effort. Oh,
left.
Good left hook from Darran Allison.
It's been working all night, hasn't it? And again.
The left hook, you know, it's a good shot against the southpaw, but it's usually the right hand, then the left hook. But his left hook been working very well against Mitchell Clark. Mitchell needs to be more side on with his chin tucked down.
Step back, down punch. Right back.
We're going to get Zach Dunn,
the
IBO World Super Middleweight Champion, who just had a big win in Huntington, New York, against the very dangerous Derek Finley. We'll get him up in the ring after. He's a stablemate of Mitchell Clark's, and had a big win over there, and on his way to a big potential opportunity. Oh, good right hook from Mitchell Clark in the United States in the new year. He just tried the uppercut for the first time, Jules. Something you've been suggesting. Good left hand.
And that right eye starting to close of Darran Allison's as well. Still 3 rounds and a minute away from the scheduled finish. That could become a factor in the later rounds.
I'll tell you what, though, he's full of guts, Darran Allison.
Yeah.
And, you know, knows his way around a boxing. He threw a nice short straight right there, which is the classic punch against the southpaw. Kosciuszko was the exponent against the master against fighting southpaws.
Right.
And I believe you did quite a few rounds with the great Kosciuszko.
Yeah, I did, and there was plenty of power there, though.
Oh.
What's the back of the head?
Excellent left from Clark. Land on the top of there, then a short little left to the left jaw.
Oh, big shot from Darran Allison.
Clark's in a bit of trouble here.
Clark's hurt. Fires back with a lovely right hand.
That's a deliberate foul. That's got to be a point. 1 point off straight away.
But that shows the experience of...
I can't believe that he's that physically strong, though. He's hurt Mitchell Clark. Yeah. My God.
What a finish to the round. Highly controversial. Allison clearly with the adrenaline coursing through his body. He didn't need to do that. And he's cost himself a point. Jim Boland, no warning, just straight away.
Mitchell
point off on all
Clark,
3 judges' cards.
The Victoria Super Middleweight Title up for grabs.
And just before he committed that foul, Allison had Mitchell Clark in all sorts of trouble.
He was certainly shaken. You know, very bad.
There's that left hook again, Barry.
I know, mate. I know. It's been a winner. Look, there it is.
That's what started it, wasn't it?
It's been a winner for Allison all night. You know what? He's really showing his experience here.
Yeah.
Hope you're enjoying the action on Channel 31. Brought to you by Simmons Homes and Lotus Caravans. Round 6 of 8 for the Victorian middleweight title.
It's up for grabs well and truly. Who's in front? Probably Darran Allison, perhaps.
Well, Jules and I stuffed up the last fight, so we'll leave it with you, Baz.
No, well, I'm not making I haven't actually scored it, so I'm not going to make a prediction, but it's still up for grabs, that's for sure.
Mitchell Clark in the white with black trim, the southpaw with the red gloves. Darran Allison, white with blue, an orthodox fighter.
I'm just wondering whether the weight has actually weakened Mitchell Clark, because over in America he was you know, well over light heavyweight, and I thought, is he going to make the 76.2? I mean, Allison struggled to make it, but you know, you can see he's got the weight to lose.
Again, stiff jabs from Allison. Double jab was terrific.
But that's what he's doing, Bruce. He's you know, he's not throwing ones, he's throwing 2s and 3s.
There's that left hook crack off the jaw of Mitchell Clark.
Momentum continues to swing in this one. The state title on the line.
It's certainly up for grabs. There's not a lot in it. I think, you know, really, I think Darren Allison, he's done a lot of good stuff. He's certainly had Mitchell Clark in a lot of trouble. Won the last round well. Mitchell Clark very hesitant. And Allison looking for that left hook.
You can see it coming.
Oh, mate, you saw it from Timbuktu, and Mitchell Clark got hit with it.
You can almost feel the tension in the crowd because Mitchell Clark brings a huge following to every fight. And they've really been silenced, haven't they, by this performance by Darren Allison?
They've been very quiet, indeed.
They're trying to lift their boy.
Jumping with that left hook, dangerous with that left hook, Darren Allison. Good punching again from Allison.
He's got heavy hands, Allison.
Yeah. I just don't think Mitchell Clark can get his distance. He just...
I'll tell you what, I think it's slipping away from Mitchell Clark. Doesn't look confident, not happy with himself, I don't think, at this stage, Mitchell Clark. And Darren Allison growing in confidence.
Tough night at the office for the young Tyro, just 21 years of age, coming off a loss. And he's got his hands full against the experienced former Brit.
Keep him up, John, keep him up.
That left hook.
Oh, again.
That left hook is dangerous.
He's just not reading it at all, is he?
He's not seeing it. And you know it's coming every time. 10 seconds to go.
Allison growing in confidence. Another tough round to score, but you probably have to lean towards
Darren Allison. Another Allison round. I think the fight's slipping away from Mitchell Clark. Although he did lose that point.
He needs to change what he's doing now.
Well, mate, you know what, Jules, I personally think that Mitchell Clark, I don't know whether he's got the energy left in him, but he needs to really make a war of it. Hit the pressure on his opponent. And once he starts landing shots, there it is. He just got caught with that left hook again, counted well. But look, every right hand left hook from Allison. But once he gets Darren Allison even a little bit hurt, he needs to continue. There's that left hook again. Look at it.
And he seems to be going second now, Barry.
Yes.
You know, second. He needs to go first.
Two rounds to go.
Round number 7.
Jim Boland calls them to centre ring. How many more twists in the tail is there going to be?
Look, Darren Allison throwing his right hand out, just showing it. He's showing a lot of experience here, Darren Allison.
Big left hook from Mitchell Clark.
Big left hand from Mitchell Clark.
Oh, there we go.
Opening up is Clark. Allison's in trouble, and it's early in the round. He's stunned him and he's staggered him. He goes down. He goes down. Is he going to beat the count? He's up at 7. The towel comes in. They've thrown the towel in. Stunning stoppage from Mitchell Clark. He had his hands full with the experienced and awkward Darren Allison, but early in the 7th, the young Tyro, with a pulverising combination, has ended it.
Unbelievable. Where was that all night?
That's what he had to do.
Yes, exactly what we said. Get out there and let him go. And he's got the power, as you see, but Darren Allison fought a great fight.
Fantastic
Victorian title fight, Rick Willard.
Great learning experience for Mitchell Clark to be in with someone so seasoned. He gets the W. but not after having 6 awkward rounds. It was that straight left.
And come back with another shot.
Yeah,
that
little
was the
short
thing.
right.
It's just not one shot. It was 2s and 3s and 4s, and that's what he needed to do.
Bang, that's the one that did it.
Did the damage.
Look, his legs are gone. A little chopping right, and he's on his way down, clubbing left to the side, and down he goes.
What a good left hook.
Right on the chin. Wow.
So Mitchell Clark improves to 7-1. All victories coming by the short route.
He made that. Now we've got a great mate of mine in the centre ring. Rick Wellard is going to present the belt. Rick Wellard, a businessman, his company is Victorian Digital Solutions. I have known this man for over 20-odd years. He actually sponsored Rod Carr in a fight in New Zealand, and he was in the corner with me when Rod Carr got knocked out in his last fight against Anthony Virginia, but he's always been a massive supporter of mine. Rick Wellard, a great guy.
Actually, that would have been around, what, about 1995?
Yeah, about 95, 96, I think, maybe.
Great performance from Darren Allison. Lots of swelling around the eyes. He just accepts the congratulations from Danny Kay, the trainer of Mitchell Clark. Great camaraderie in the fight game, as always. Let's go up to John Demicoli for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, 49 seconds into the 7th round. This fight ended via corner stoppage, declaring your winner via TKO and new Victorian Super Middleweight Champion, Mitchell Clark!
Hey, Mitch.
What's going on there, Rick Wellard?
Mitch, before you get some photos of our wonderful sponsor, Rick Willard, Mitch, tell you what, Darren came down from Perth. He really bamboozled you there for the first few rounds. You couldn't quite get your range. He lost the point in that 5th round. You came out quite angry. You finally found your range in that 7th round, and you ended it just like all us Melburnians wanted to see. Congratulations. How you feeling, mate?
Oh, I'm over the moon. I tell you, like, been working for this for 2 years now. All the effort Danny's put in me, training with the world champ, IBO, Zach Dunn. It's a dream come true. Big title. I'd like to thank everyone that's come here today, all from South Australia, travelling up all to my fights. Big thank you to my sponsor, Mick. Thanks very much. My old man's helping me out. Craig Dunn, Barry Michael. What better squad could I be in? I couldn't ask for better.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Victorian champion, Mitchell Clark.
A very popular winner. Much respect for Darren Allison, but we just see one more replay of the stoppage. And Mitchell Clark finished it in style after a very awkward night, Barry.
He certainly did. But look, I've got to say, you know, they should have given a bit more respect to my great mate Rick Wellard up there, who's been a huge supporter of mine for 20-odd years. Come to all my shows. Tommy Davies strapped the belt on. That was meant to be Rick Wellard from Victorian Digital Solutions. But anyway, great win by Mitch Clark after struggling early, and just great to see the boys up there in centre ring.
We'll take a break on Channel 31 Boxing.